Hello, my name is Kimberly Chamberlain, and I'm here to talk to you about a virtual reality field trip that I have planned as part of my curriculum design project for my new medias and technologies course at Empire State College. So, what I've decided to do is I've decided to take an experience that my students are already doing and turn it into a virtual reality field trip. And the reason why is this. We have been asking our students to write a narrative story about memorials that they are visiting through brochures and reading materials. We watch one short video from the National Park Service of Washington, D.C., and then the students are pretty much asked to just read and write. And what I'm finding is that they're not having an authentic or meaningful experience, and therefore their stories just are not coming out the way that I would really want them to come out with descriptive details and feelings and emotions. Instead, it's very rote, like they are just learning about it and writing in the text it says, which is not what I want them doing in a narrative story. So this is what I've done. I've taken my whole curriculum and I've turned it upside down using virtual reality field trips. I'm really excited about it. So let's talk about why virtual reality. Virtual reality is going to offer the students an opportunity to actually go to Washington, D.C. and see these memorials firsthand without leaving the classroom. They'll be able to see details, they'll be able to walk up to things, they'll be able to see things that they won't be able to get just from reading materials. It's going to make it very meaningful and authentic. Virtual reality is going to give them the opportunity to feel like they actually went there. Students will be touring Washington, D.C. using student computers and iPads on their own and at their own pace. They'll get to see memorials and monuments firsthand, and that's going to make this experience really authentic for them. And meaningful. They'll be able to have the opportunity to see beautiful places with fantastic weather. They won't have to deal with any rain. And they'll be able to make connections to these places as they're experiencing them. The timeline for this. We're going to start with touring the virtual lessons first. So we're actually going to go on tours. So I'm going to bring in a computer cart. We're all going to go through. We're going to learn how to actually use the technology. Then we'll actually go through station rotation because I don't have enough devices for every one of my students to have their own. So using station rotation is going to offer the opportunity for me to have all of my students experience this. Maybe not all at the same time, but they'll have 30 minutes a day to work. They're going to be visiting DC on their own and then using their knowledge to write their narrative instead of just what they're reading about. So they'll have station rotation, like I talked about. Students will work several days through these stations. They'll be completing a graphic organizer and questionnaire before they do their narratives. To assess my students, I'm going to use rubrics. They're going to have one for their narrative, a second for a diorama that I'm asking them to build, and a third to assess how the students use the virtual reality in order to travel through and the questionnaire that they used. In addition to that, at the end of everything, we're going to have a reflection period. And after we've traveled to Washington, the students will have the opportunity to reflect on their learning experiences. Some questions to think about will be, what did I learn from this experience? Is virtual reality a good way to learn about places and travel? And would I want to do something like this again? So, some of the interactive websites I found is the National Park Service has a wonderful website that is virtual for the Lincoln Memorial. So you can actually go inside the Lincoln Memorial. You can look all the way up at the ceiling, all the way down, and there's green arrows in here that allow me to move throughout the memorial. I can get close to Lincoln. I can read everything above him. I can turn around. I can even go outside the memorial and actually stand on the memorial steps. I can go all the way to the back side of the memorial, and I can even go inside the memorial. This is incredible. I'm moving this screen on my own. It's almost as if I'm right there. There's the Washington Monument. And more green arrows lead me to places where I can actually go. I can go right up to things. Anything that's shaded in green, I can go right up to. I can click on it to zoom, and I can read any and all of this. It's an incredible way for my students to visit the Lincoln Memorial. In addition to that, I also have uvisit.com. Uvisit.com has also got 360 panoramic views. This is the Thomas Jefferson Memorial. All of these areas I can look at. I can't, there's no arrows in this one like there is in the virtual world for the other one, but it's still just as meaningful. I can actually like say I'm standing right here. I can go outside and I can look around at the outside. I can see the tidal basin and other things around Washington. I can zoom in, and this is a really great experience. Supporting my students through virtual reality has been really fun. I've really enjoyed this experience, and I hope to be able to bring more of these experiences into my classroom as I learn more about it. Thank you for watching.